505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Open and shut. The Open Cup is now closed for New Mexico United. It is the Final Four, but hopefully not the final game for the Lobos. The NFL and rehab. Happy Thursday to you. It is the, I believe to be the second. And you have found the opening of drives. You have found the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, good morning to you. How you living?
What it do?
It do quite a bit. Quite a bit. Some soccer, some baseball, some hoops, a little footy news, some Tiger in there, a little bit of everything in your life, a little bit of, whatever it is you like. Good guest list today. Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30. He, of course, the proprietor, the curator, the caretaker of PalmBrackets.com as we get ready for the Final Four of the NCAA tournament this weekend. Of course, it'll be UConn and Illinois. It'll be Arizona and Michigan. A little news on Michigan and their health and how big of a problem that can be. We'll get there. Lobos in Tulsa tonight. Also Auburn and Illinois State. That is the NIT Final Four in Indianapolis. We're going to go through that as well as the Lobos look to extend their season, what it could mean for Jake Paul and everybody else historically. So we'll get there as well. Last night, U.S. Open Cup at UNM Soccer Complex because the Isotopes were playing baseball in their home, the Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park, which, by the way, 1-0. Third time in the history of the ballpark, or at least for Isotopes games, a 1-0. You don't get 1-0 games in that place.
Don't.
1-0.
You don't.
Reno beat Albuquerque. So the Topes are, 1-4 now, I believe. Josh Sushan is, I've been told, is going to join us later because there's a day game today, right? So probably in the 9 o'clock hour, 9:30-ish. Is that what you're thinking?
Sounds good to me.
I mean, I don't know. All right. United makes it very clear the U.S. Open Cup is a big deal to them, right?
Yes, they do.
I still contend, and this is being their 8th season, the biggest thing that ever happened to that club, the launch of the success, the popularity of that club. And I give them all the credit in the world for it because they capitalized on it. They marketed it. Their very first year, they made a run to the final 8 of the U.S. Open Cup. The U.S. Open Cup is open. It's club teams. It's bar teams. But the team that they beat in the first round 4-3 United was some club team, basically a bar team, right? From California that came in. And MLS teams used to be in this. Are there any MLS teams that still do this?
Yes.
Okay, so a few?
Oh, all of them.
Yeah, a few do. Yeah, and so the theory is it's the best team in America, right? It's all levels, and they play a knockout tournament, and there is one left. So they made it very clear. They got beat 4-0 at home, did New Mexico United, by their rival El Paso Locomotive. They got run over by Locomotive. 4-0, that's the third straight loss to their rivals. Second straight year they've been knocked out by Locomotive. But why I'm leading with this, JJ, and it's a big deal. And it's kind of the first actually United story I didn't see that leads with the attendance. Is what their head coach or the manager, or what is it? Technical? What's the other term?
Technical director.
Thank you. He said that, quote, I think the hard part as a staff, as a team right now, is that we've been very inconsistent in our way of things. So if I have to get them motivated for a derby match, Open Cup game like this, then we have bigger problems. I don't think we were, so I don't think it was that they weren't up for it per se, but I do think we have more capacity to be the aggressor. Okay. You're 3 games into your regular season. You just got knocked out of the Open Cup by your rivals. And I got the head coach saying we got bigger problems.
Can't teach effort.
Yeah. I mean, is that what you kind of heard there?
That's 100% what that was.
Yeah.
These dudes were not ready to play. They didn't come with the energy needed in a game like that. In a match that matters, they're outdone. And sometimes, yes, your rival can be the better team. But when you have comments like that, definitely scratching at something a little bit more under the surface.
Yeah, I always wonder, and Dennis Sanchez and the coach before him, who's the coach after Troy Lesage?
Well, there are 2.
Okay.
There's Zach Prince, and
Yeah.
then the gentleman that is coaching MLS now.
Okay, that one. They never, the other team never beat you. We always got beat. Like I was listening to the pregame show with the voice of United, and talk about the 2 games that they lost to open the season, and should have won, and it's always should have won, and the other team never beats you in soccer, at least. The theme I get. It's never they just beat us. We didn't do this, and we should have won, and we outshot them. And you lost. You lost. You're 1-2. They had a great victory on Saturday. Great victory. Usman Jabang with the late winner at the death.
Then he gets 2 yellow cards
and a red card.
Sent off last night.
Yeah, and he's out last night. So if you're into that, let's go. We're here for that. But it's an open and shut case. They get run over by the Locomotive 4-0, and they are out of the U.S. Open Cup. Big one tonight, Lobo basketball. I say big one. Long term, the fact that they got to the Final Four is something. How imperative is it? I mean, if you win the whole thing, it's a bigger deal, right? I guess if you lose, is it a bigger deal if you lose in the final, lose in the Final Four? Like if you lose in the semifinal or the final, you made the Final Four. That's kind of cool.
A little bit of it is kind of who you lose to, because again, that name's sitting out there.
Yeah, Auburn's sitting there.
Like we could look at the potentially New Mexico, Tulsa, and Illinois State as the 3 best teams here, but they're not Auburn. And I think this is going to be a fantastic game tonight, especially looking more at Tulsa over the last few days and the way they function offensively, the kind of shooters that they have. Like, this is going to be a fun basketball game. But to your point, you had a little bit of time off. We watched everything else happen, and now you got to reignite the energy. And I think Lobo Nation is in. I think people are into this, getting to NIT semifinals, and would absolutely be very frustrated if it was Tulsa that knocks you out.
And Tulsa's good. I mean, Tulsa's not very different than who you are, right? Tulsa's a program over the years. It's very, very similar to who you are. Now they're going to make a lot of threes. They're going to be athletic. This is a pretty good team you're up against. I understand New Mexico is the favorite here. And I'm not telling you they're going to lose the game, or I'm not telling you that at all. In fact, I like New Mexico to win tonight. But, and what are they, 4.5-point favorites as we sit here now? But it's one of those, I think you're right. Like, if you get beat by Auburn, it's an SEC team. It feels different. But when this run started, when you go back, what is it, 3 weeks now? When we came out of Vegas and lost on that Friday night, and I remember being on that plane Saturday morning, and everybody was down. And maybe because it was a 7 o'clock flight getting out of Vegas, and it just hurts like hell.
Like, I'll take a little nap on this flight.
Long one. But it was like there was a, do we want to play in the NIT? And I heard the whispers. I'm going to guess you did too. There were a few of the players who really had to be convinced, right? Because it was going to be either we're all in or we're not in. And obviously the seniors that who it's it for, Luke Hop, Javis Miller, I believe Dayton Albury, they wanted to keep playing, right? They wanted to continue to play. And there were some other guys who were like, well, if it's not the NCAA, then why are we doing this? And I think as you sit here today, and I remember walking out of the pit on, when the hell was this? Last Tuesday, Wednesday? What was it? Tuesday, right? And, I saw Kurt Roth, and, you think they're happy they played now. They got 3 home games. They won all of them by 15 or more points. They looked really good. I don't know if they're playing their best basketball of the year, probably, right? Everybody, I think, is happy that they played in this tournament. We're not getting into would you rather do this in the NCAA and go out in the first weekend? We already did that. But I think this was beneficial. And I was on, from the jump, that this program, this team, should have accepted, and I'm glad they did, the NIT bid. Because whilst they had been to the NCAA 2 years prior, they had not. Meaning the jerseys had, but nobody associated with the program had.
That's a great point right there.
Right? And so, like the San Diego State thing, they're like, yeah, whatever, man. Like everybody was already kind of bouncing the portal. That's a program that, for the most part, what was it going to do for them? Right? They've been to the Final Four in the NCAA 3 years prior. They've been to the NCAA tournament, got pounded last year by Carolina. They decided for their program it wasn't right. For this program, for whomever is coming back, assuming Eric Olin is back, that makes me assume Jake Hall is back and JT Rock is back and whomever else comes back. That's why I think this was the right decision. I think it's proven to be.
I am with you on that. While the program and the fan base might have a certain level of expectations, I understand the frustration from a player in that locker room. Like, who are you to turn down a postseason opportunity? What have you done to say you're not good enough to play in the NIT?
I think that's right. And I think the fan base has gotten to that point, right? I think that's where the fan base, and I think people are fired up about it. I think people, like, I was I was with a good buddy of mine who's an accountant, a CPA. And you know how CPAs are on April 1st, April 2nd, right? You're 2 weeks before tax day. They're working. He's like, dude, he looked like he'd been working since 3 a.m, and it was 4 p.m, and he was going till 7. Right? That's what they do. It's bowl season for them, right? And I'm like, you're gonna catch a little bit. Oh yeah, dude, I'm coming in early. I'm not taking lunch. I think I want to go home, but either that or I'm putting it on right here while but I don't want to not focus on what I'm doing, flip somebody's tax return. But like everybody
why is the IRS coming after me? NIT basketball.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. IRS. Sorry, Uncle Sam. The Lobos were playing Tulsa in the NIT Final Four. I kind of missed that deduction there. Yeah. All right. You want me to take it? All right, let's go here first. Mike, good morning. You're on these sports. I haven't given out numbers yet. I like the numbers. Hello, Mike. How you living?
Hey, good morning, guys. The sun's getting ready to crest over the mountains. Beautiful morning.
Buddy.
Hey, and it's a Lobo morning. You know what? You spurred a question, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So if they just ended the season as they would have if they didn't play in the NIT, they would have looked at them, for next year preseason polls and all that. They'd say, okay, well, they're a nice looking team, but to see them progress through the NIT, even though it's the NIT, and look at how they're playing, and looking at this team a little longer, isn't it better to start off the preseason at a better number than a higher number? In other words, you're starting from a better platform at the beginning of the year.
Maybe.
Wouldn't that help us out with the eye test that you're looking at this team right now
maybe
and looking at what players are coming back?
Yeah, depending on what the roster construction looks like. Yeah, maybe depending on who's back. I mean, it gives you something to focus on.
What number are we referring to? Like an AP ranking?
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
preseason.
obviously, if you're in, or even power rank, if you're in the like 120th compared to say 65th, and you're starting off at that number, and you win or lose, your movement is not going to be.
You're talking like the net.
far.
The net, like the net, JJ. So
The net doesn't come out for a month.
yeah, so that there's got to be enough data to feed into the computers for those rankings, right? So you don't see those till, I don't know, late November, early December. Mike, so there's got to be some numbers to feed in. They won't play, like the computer rankings won't play on what happened last year.
All right.
Yeah.
So what carries on from one season to the other has no bearing on where they're.
I think the human
power
stuff
rankings.
does. The human stuff does. How you vote,
Yeah.
the preseason polls. Yeah, who's coming back, who's there. The human stuff does. Yeah, but as
Gotcha.
far as those metrics that they go into all the crap that you read, the W wins against bubble and the net rankings and all the Ken Palm, that doesn't.
Okay, very cool. I just was curious if, because I would say that definitely bodes well to get in there, play through adversity, see how
Understood.
well the coach is in the big games, and I think that maybe that does, like you said, it's the human aspect of it.
All right, man.
But
Enjoy
hey,
the
you guys
game.
have a beautiful Lobo morning,
You
and
as well.
we'll be listening.
All right, see you. All right, I got a break. It's an interesting thought, though, right? I mean, as far as the human element in polls, I'll tell you right now, preseason polls, they're 1 or 2 next year. I don't even know who the coaches or who the players are. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's them, UNLV, and Reno, right? That's where that'll be. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll get in with Jerry Palm coming up in a little bit. But I just your thoughts on the run with the NIT. Do you feel differently now than you did at the start of this? And are you glad that I know there were some of you who were like, yeah, let's not do this. Man, what are we doing? We're better than the NIT. All right, but now here you are. Glad they did it? I'd love your thoughts. Fellas, what do you do when you don't feel well? When your energy isn't there, when you're sluggish, when you're fatigued, your drive isn't present, you're not focused, what do you do? I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't just blame aid. You don't hope it's going to go away or hope it's going to take care of itself, because it won't. You go see the experts, and that's Vita Vital Medical. Hormones play a huge role in how men feel every single day, and Vita Vital Medical specializes in helping you with this. They've helped thousands of men all over the globe feel better. Vita Vital actually tests you, evaluates you, and then explains to you what's going on with your body. So stop guessing what's going on and get real answers and real results. You're going to meet with real medical providers and create a plan based on your real test results. So whether it's testosterone optimization, medical weight loss, peptides to boost performance and recovery, everything they do is medically guided and tailored specifically for men who want to feel better, stronger, and more in control. So stop settling. Stop feeling off and take action. Get real results. Listen to what's going on right now. Right now at Vita Vital Medical, they're offering your initial exam and blood work for just $79. $79, fellas, to figure out why you feel sluggish and low energy. 505-537-8484 is the number. Schedule 505-537-8484. You can schedule online. VitaVitalMedical.com. That's VID as in David A, VIT as in Thomas AL. VitaVitalMedical.com.
What's up, guys? David Pollock here, former Georgia Bulldog.
Following sponsor. This broadcast possible. ProView Networks. Following sponsors. This broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive. German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684. HansWhitlerAuto.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire. The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations
is at hand. Go Lobos. Steve Alford's from there as well. He was a pretty good coach here as well, right? No matter how you feel about Steve Alford, I believe he was a pretty good coach when he was here. And he, too, is from Indiana, correct?
He was a very good coach.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. I mean, I understand how people feel about him.
Indiana basketball, pretty solid history there.
Yeah. Is Noodles from Indiana? I know he played at Georgia Tech. I should know this. But did he grow up in Indiana?
It's been a minute. We've been thinking about his bio and stuff.
No, but where did, like, isn't that where the two of them, like, they bonded right when they were kids, right? And then Steve stayed at Indiana and was All-America and won a national championship.
Muncie, Indiana.
Yeah. Okay. And then, yeah. And Steve's from Newcastle. All right. I thought that was right. All right. A couple other hoops things, and we'll move on. Bill Self said that he is coming back to coach another year at Indiana. I'm sorry, Kansas. We're talking at Kansas. Bill Self has been dealing with some medical stuff. You've seen him pull away a couple of times from Kansas during the season because of health. But he said he is coming back. And keep an eye on this. So Michigan and Arizona go at each other in the national semifinal in Indianapolis on Saturday. And Michigan's point guard, Elliot Cadeau, did not travel with the team. His travel's being delayed. He's receiving medical attention for what is being called a possible allergic reaction to, what was it, an injection, JJ? There was, he was wheeled out. There was a video on the X for WWJ, which is a Detroit radio station. And there was a covered individual being wheeled out of Michigan's Player Development Center on a gurney and loaded into an ambulance. Michigan did later confirm it was Elliot Cadeau who complained of possible allergic reaction. That's pretty gnarly video.
That's a little scary.
Hell yes, it is. The team statement says before the team departed the Player Development Center today, Elliot alerted the medical staff that he may have had an allergic reaction to something that he ate. The doctors evaluated Elliot and he is fine. Out of an abundance of caution, he's receiving medical supervision and will be traveling in Indianapolis later today. Which, all right, so just keep an eye on it, man. I mean, it could be just nothing. It could be, I don't know, man. You're going to cover a guy, put him on a gurney, and put him in an ambulance. I mean, it could be, right? And I don't know what the allergy is or what it was or whatever. But just my point guard was in the hospital yesterday, is what I know if I'm Michigan, right? And I'm playing. If I'm not the best team in the country, then I'm playing the best team in the country.
That is indeed what's going down.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Keep that as a look as you get ready for the Final Four. I think that's the biggest story as we go through this. This came out too. Did you know Tom Izzo had seriously considered being the head coach of the Phoenix Suns last summer?
Not until he talked about it.
Yeah, he came out and he said that him and the Suns talked seriously, and Matt Ishbia, who's the head coach there, was really interested. But he said he had just coached the Spartans into the Sweet 16. They lost to UConn, and he was tempted to go. And his relationship with Ishbia, I guess Ishbia was a walk-on player at Michigan State on that 2000 national championship team, which Izzo coached. Quote, this is Izzo. I was a lot younger, but I've had more than a couple of job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix. My former player, Matt Ishbia, that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down. I kind of wanted to go with him. End quote. Cool. But I think he had to look at the roster and go, well, I have no chance. No, honestly. I mean, he's got Devin Booker, and here he is, and he's a regular in the Sweet 16. But
it would be more if Matt Ishbia was hiring Tom Izzo. He's not one and done unless he wants to be one and done.
Well, he's 71 years old.
Yeah,
right?
you're getting a runway to just go be an NBA coach. It's Billy Donovan in Chicago. Everyone's like, oh, he's not winning this, that. Okay. They get to the play-in. The ownership group is fine with that. He's getting compensated handsomely. He doesn't have to recruit here. They have a salary cap that they use versus this made-up one in college that maybe you have the rev share money, maybe you don't. They get these jobs where it's oh, you can't win. Well, if you have an owner that's on your side, like Matt Ishbia would have been on Tom Izzo's side.
Yeah, but how long? No pressure. How long do you? I agree with you on the no pressure. How long does it take to turn around, especially in the West, when everybody is? I mean, so young and good.
Yeah, I think for Izzo, it would have been just more.
I'm coaching the NBA.
Coaching the NBA.
I gave it a run. Yeah.
Check it off the box, and then you know that Ishbia is going to invest money into the team.
I think so. The thing is, it's interesting that Ishbia would want to do that, although I understand why. He's your coach, and you always love him. You talk about runway. I mean, at 71 years old, how long would he want to do the NBA thing? I'd like to see it. I think he's a hell of a coach. You look at the coaches who are left. Tommy Lloyd, by so many indications he's going to end up in North Carolina, right?
Feels like that's where the heavy push is going.
Dusty May's in his second Final Four with his second team in 4 years. Danny Hurley, whether you like him or not, and he kind of might be an a-hole or might not be, you decide, is as good as there is, period. And turned out a Laker job. And then Brad Underwood's probably one of those guys who doesn't get the credit because he's never been on this stage, but has been really, really close and has been one of the most respected guys in the game for a long, long time. And then go back one round, man. You know, the guys who were just eliminated. The quality, the longevity of the really, really good coaches is pretty spectacular. And that's what you're going to watch. Again, I'm not watching games for coaches. Like, really cool. Is he wearing a suit or is he wearing a quarter zip? I want to see a guy in a hoodie, by the way. Like these. When do these get? Football coaches wear these.
Someone came through on the women's side.
All right. It's not a. I mean, what's the difference between these are today's quarter zip, right?
Yes, they are.
Like I can wear these to bowl meetings in 2 weeks. Okay with these?
Why not?
I'm asking you if that's okay. All right, 505-246-0610. NFL stuff when we get back. There's Fernando Mendoza, who went out and held his pro day. There's Puka Nacua, who's not going to be out and doing much over the next few weeks. This one, you decide if you think it's disturbing or if you think, well, we'll get there. 505-246-0610. That's how you can get in today. 505-246-0610. Your email is Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Hey, 13 years. That's how long Albuquerque's trusted one name in bridal jewelry, and that's John Thomas Jewelers. 5-time best jeweler in Albuquerque and 3-time fastest growing jeweler in New Mexico. The only IJO master jeweler in the city. How cool is that? I'm a master jeweler. But really, my jewelry store, and so many of yours now that you've gone and seen John Thomas Jewelers, you realize how different they are. The quality, the service, just everything about them is spectacular. And now they built something even more worthy that you can trust even more. A brand new 4,000 square foot state-of-the-art showroom featuring a dedicated bridal bar, a private diamond viewing area, and a glass enclosed design lab where you can watch your ring come to life from concept to creation. And it is custom creation, and it'll all happen right before your eyes. It's jewelry the way it should be. It's transparent, it's innovative, and it's uniquely yours. It's the John Thomas No Regrets engagement ring, meaning if she doesn't love the ring, even though she loves you, you have 1 year, no extra cost. John Thomas Jewelers will redesign that ring to make sure she loves it forever. John Thomas Jewelers is the only jeweler in Albuquerque offering a free lifetime nationwide warranty and the exclusive home of the No Regrets engagement, because when the moment comes, hesitation has no place. Visit them at their stunning new showroom. It's on the second floor, 10501 Montgomery Northeast. 10501 Montgomery Northeast. It's between Dion's and El Patron. It's opening next Monday, April 7th. John Thomas Jewelers, where Albuquerque gets engaged.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective, a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletes. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Coaches the Biltmore in Scottsdale this week, but the biggest NFL news came from Los Angeles yesterday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, you can get in today, 505-246-0610. Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua has been checked into rehab. It's not like, okay, so Tiger's going to rehab, Puka Nacua's going to rehab. I listened to Drake Toll on the way in. Don't really agree with a lot of what he said in regards to his thoughts on Tiger's rehab. We'll get there. But so last month, a woman filed a lawsuit against Puka Nacua, the Rams wide receiver. One of the best, I will argue, right now as we sit here today, one of the two best wide receivers in the league. I think it's him and Jackson Smith and Jigba. There are other guys who might be more athletic, spectacular, but those are the two most productive wide receivers in the league. Argue it?
We can argue.
And are there anybody
They're very good.
Anybody more productive?
Not last year.
Yeah. So this woman filed a lawsuit against him, alleging that he made an unprovoked anti-Semitic statement and bit her on the shoulder. This follows this anti-Semitic sign that he flashed while he was on with a streamer. So his attorney, a guy named Levi McCatherine, said yesterday that he was in rehab a substantial period of time before any of these allegations broke, and he's scheduled to be in there for a while longer. Okay. What is he in rehab for? Do we know? I've scanned a bunch of these. Is it for substance abuse? Is it for anti-Semitic behavior? What's he in rehab?
Sounds more like sensitivity training.
Okay, is that a rehab thing where you go away for? I mean, he's already been there for a substantial period of time, according to his attorney, and he'll be in there for a lot longer. You go in like
because there hasn't been a lot of reports of, as you said, substance issues with Puka. It's just a lot of stuff that he's putting out there that you're like, you're famous receiver in line for one of the biggest contracts ever. So what are you doing?
Well, and he's 24 years old. Back in December, he had to issue a statement where he apologized for this gesture on an internet live stream that was anti-Semitic in nature. Like a period, you can't do that, right? He said at the time he had no idea the nature of the gesture, which has been associated with anti-Semitic. I don't even know what he did. Do you know what I don't, Here's a 24-year-old guy, to your point, who's in line for one of the biggest contracts a receiver's ever hit. His star is growing. He's in commercials. He lives and works in a market with a significant Jewish population. Whether you knew it or not, it's incumbent upon you to educate yourself on what's right and what's not. Sometimes guys just want to be cool, right? And they just don't know, and they just go on with stuff. And I don't know what's in his heart. I don't know Puka Nacua. Puka has always seemed like a, fifth-round pick out of BYU, seemed like a kind of a fun-loving guy who was kind of enjoying his ascent to stardom and worked his butt off, and his coach seems to love him, and he produces. That's what he seemed to like. But then I tell you all the time, we don't know these.
It's kind of like the Rob Gronkowski, but Gronk was just kind of dumb fun, and then Nacua is the guy that says some things you're like, what? Like, really?
I can't say that. So you think he's in rehab for sensitivity training?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, no, I
the reports we have, it's just a giant assumption. Like, it's not, Puka Nacua is drunk off his mind on these streams doing this. Puka Nacua is on a bunch of drugs doing this. That hasn't come out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess, again, we don't have to know. But when you hear one of the best players in the National Football League is in rehab, I mean, rehab always...
I think we would know if it was that.
Well, don't you just naturally equate rehab to substance abuse? Right? Or and that's not fair. Tiger went into rehab for sex addiction, so some sort of addiction, right? When I hear sensitivity training, I think I got to take another one of those damn seminars on the
kind of seems like it'd be good for Puka Nacua
interwebs before HR hits me because I missed the deadline, or BV's up me. Hey, deadline's in 2 weeks. Why didn't you get it done? Right. That's what it always seems like. All right. I keep looking. All right, what's he going to rehab? But that's where it is. I got news for you this morning. What were we talking about Kirk Cousins going the other day? The Rams, right?
Yes.
The Rams were talking about Kirk Cousins. Well, Kirk Cousins has signed a contract, and he will be the quarterback. Not with the Rams. Did you see the story yet? He's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. So he will most likely be the mentor and backup Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza had his pro day yesterday. He wowed everybody his pro day yesterday. He was very good at his pro day yesterday. And so Fernando Mendoza will be the first pick. And Kirk Cousins goes after he was released by the Falcons. They parted ways with him 2 years after signing to a 4-year, $180 million contract. Kirk Cousins is a Raider. I'm good with that. Actually, I think that might be really, really good. You don't think so? What did they have? Aiden O'Connell left there? Is that what was left?
Yeah, this is who Kirk Cousins is.
That's right.
This makes a ton of sense. Come in. Who knows if he'll start or not, but to be there for Fernando Mendoza, who will be the number one pick in the draft. He's the best guy of this class. People are talking themselves more into what he can be in the NFL, and he'll get to be a buddy with Kirk Cousins, and it feels like their personalities mesh pretty well.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually right on. I think that's right on. And with a new coach and everything new, I mean, I know I said this a couple of years back. Let me watch the draft and free agency, and the fact they kept Max Crosby. Can the Raiders be decent next year? If they shore up the line in the draft and find themselves a receiver somewhere, can they be pretty good?
There's always that chance if you get a spark from a quarterback.
Yeah, from a rookie quarterback. All right, 505-246-0610. Jerry Palm will join us coming up at 8:30 this morning. We'll talk Final Four with the proprietor, the curator, and the keeper of PalmBrackets.com. I think some isotopes coming up in the 9 o'clock hour with Josh Sushan, as there's a day game today. Topes and Reno Aces out at the ballpark. Was it noon first pitch? I believe that's right, too. The opening drive, he's J.J. Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
Following sponsor. This broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting green. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pet. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long. 505-277-44. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Network since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell. The question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green?
I have no idea.
I don't. I'll lean on the Adolphs or the Rudies in this, but I mean, for crying out loud. Anyway, as you peel back the onion on this thing and different things, so Tiger won't obviously isn't going to be the best. But he was up to be the Ryder Cup captain for the 2027 United States Ryder Cup team. He no longer is a candidate for that, and so who will be the captain? The PGA of America said, quote, yesterday, the PGA of America stands in full support of Tiger Woods as he steps away to focus on his health and well-being. We commend Tiger for prioritizing his long-term health and deeply respect the courage it takes to make such a personal decision. Tiger has shared with us that he will not serve as the captain of the 2027 U.S. Ryder Cup team. We support his decision. The PGA of America will share further updates regarding Ryder Cup captaincy when appropriate, end quote. Spare me, like I'm rooting for Tiger. I am, just like I would root for any human being who's in a situation like this. I want people to get well. And does it take hitting rock bottom to realize you have to, whatever, I'm rooting for him. But is it all right if I ask for it to spare me the courage on this thing? I mean, he has no choice, right? Tiger's got nowhere else to go now. When you're publicly humiliated like that for the how many at the time, you kind of run out of options, don't you?
You do.
I mean, so anyway, now they got to go find a captain for the Ryder. Could be Brandt Snedeker, Webb Simpson, Steve Stricker, Stuart Sink, Justin Leonard, maybe even Phil Mickelson. They're not going to Phil Mickelson, right? Can you imagine Phil Mickelson coming back from LIV, going and joining PGA of America? I see his name on this list.
Yeah, probably not.
It's tough to believe that someone other than Mickelson would have to be would have been the captain at Bethpage Black, and he'd not burned bridges by going to LIV. When he made that move, the assumption was that he might be lighting any chance he ever had to be Ryder Cup captain on fire. However, now that the tensions have somewhat cooled and the U.S. Ryder Cup team has seen multiple LIV players make the last 2 squads, perhaps the door has opened a crack. If this is a sort of mission, impossible task, maybe there's no better time to call in Phil than when the U.S. seemingly has nothing to lose. The question of the PGA, because they got smoked last. Question of the PGA of America would have to answer before selecting him is whether Mickelson's able to rally enough support from the players. His departure for LIV ruffled an awful lot of feathers. It might still be too soon for everyone to let bygones be bygones, with Mickelson in particular. It would add some juice to it, right? That would get you to pay attention a little bit. I mean, the same thing is, a Stricker. Everybody loves Stricker, Snedeker, Simpson, Stuart Sink. But yeah, that's just one more void that they got to fill. And Tiger won't be there to eat Rory's menu at the Masters dinner next Tuesday night or whatever, Wednesday night.
What a disappointment.
Well, it looked like a hell of a menu, didn't it?
Sounded fantastic.
Wouldn't you just like to be? Let me just put on a sports coat and a blazer and sit there and shut my mouth and eat, listen to stories. have a couple and just listen to the stories and the crap that's being talked there. I told you, man, there's plenty of times you're just in a room, where I shut up and listen. That would be a fun one. That's that old conversation, like if you could have dinner with any 4 people, and who would it be?
Bunch of Masters champs.
Well, I mean, that would be a fun room to be in for a dinner. Like I'm not big on these snooty, I go to a lot of these meetings and dinners and all these things, but that'd be a fun one, don't you think? Because I think everybody, it's incredibly
Probably
exclusive.
a good vibe.
Yeah, incredibly exclusive, and probably everybody gets loose and just talks junk and I tell story and the generations, right? Because you got the guys that won last year and the guys who won 40 years ago, right? Because everybody comes back for that. That'd be a hell of a mix of people. I would think. Maybe I should just go to Taco Bell and get the new burrito or whatever. Or what's that new sandwich? The new big arch at McDonald's. Have you tried that?
No.
Can't tell you the last time I rolled through there. I can't. Part of me wants to. Part of me's like, dude.
Every once in a while, but I'm just a chicken nugget kind of guy.
Are you? Don't you
chicken nuggets and fries? With
what do you dip
pizza
them in?
Happy
You
Meal.
mustard or barbecue? Or what do you dip them in?
I actually mix honey mustard and buffalo sauce.
Really? Okay. Honey mustard. Okay. Mix it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Sweet and spicy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I mean, next time I roll through there after lacrosse practice with my. Oh wait, she's not a sophomore going to lacrosse practice anymore. Jerry Palm at 8:30. We're going to talk to him about the Final Four. He of the Palm Brackets website. Did you see the snipe that Grammer took at Bruce Pearl? I thought it
did.
was awesome. I'll hit you with that too. It's the opening drive. Should we try him? Is he awake? Is he worth waking up this morning? The opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you.
The Sports Animal. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, how you feeling on game day, Lobo fan? Lobos Tulsa Golden Hurricane is a good team. Your 4.5-point favorites. NIT semifinal. Final four in Indianapolis today at Hinkle Fieldhouse. You listen to it over on News Radio KKOB. 5 o'clock tip, 4:30 pregame. Or you can listen to it. It's Fran Fraschilla working with Boog Shambi, right? Is that probably who it is?
No, it's not Boog.
It's not?
I think he's in the Cubs.
Oh, yeah. So they got, who? All right. Well, Fran Fraschilla will be on the color.
Matt Shoemaker.
All right, Matt Shoemaker.
Congratulations, Matt Shoemaker.
Yeah, boy. Tulsa, 29-7. Their 29 wins is the second most in a season program history. Bill Self's Elite Eight team in 99-2000 won 32. The name you got to know, Miles Barnstable, broke the program record for three-pointers this year, 99 and counting, just like Jay Call's count. Jay Call needs 2 three-pointers to catch Trae Young of Oklahoma for third on the all-time single-season threes by a freshman in NCAA history. I think he's 6 or 8 behind a guy named Steph Curry for second. He's not going to catch the leader. Tulsa shoots almost 39% from three-point range, 5th best in the country. Guard the perimeter. You got to guard the perimeter, JJ. You got to guard the perimeter.
In the grill.
Yeah, get in the grill.
Down.
So one thing that the Lobos have kind of dealt with all year, especially in first halves, although more so early in the season, not as much late. There would be a shooter, and I don't care if it was Alabama State or Florida Gulf Coast or whoever it was early in the season. There would be some dude who went off in the first half with open threes, right? And then you had the problem. That was a Boise State game in the pit as well. I think they've somewhat rectified that issue the back half of the season. Don't you feel better about it then?
Yes. I think what's been impressive is the starts in NIT play.
Yes.
Like, it's basketball, especially when you get to this point in the season, you're playing teams that have successful years. You're going to have a box score where someone's going to score points. You're not going to look down and go, oh, we held this team to 30 points and our leading scorer had 7 points. Like, that's not going to happen. But what's been impressive is, yeah, there might have been a couple dudes that have had decent games in NIT versus the Lobos, but no one else has stepped up. That's going to be different against Tulsa. I think this is going to be a game where we're going to see multiple scorers, and it will be a little bit back to, all right, those first 5 to 10 minute stretch for the Lobos going to be critical in a game like this, because this is a Tulsa team that can shoot their way away from you.
I think that's right. No, I think that's right. You got to be able to score with them. So who else? And this was an early season issue. Who else besides Hall and Bullion are going to score for you? Dayton Albury's going to have to get to the rim. I don't think there's a lot of rim protection for Tulsa. I think this is something where Dayton Albury and Luke Hopp, for that matter, I thought he was super aggressive in the game against St. Joseph. Get to the rim and be able to score there. All right, let's get some of your correspondence this morning. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal phone line and the Sports Animal Maniquean San Pedro text line. Maniquean San Pedro's car care done right. Your emails. Isotopes lose 1-0 to Reno last night. So between the Topes and the Isotopes playing across the street from each other, neither one of them scored. Both got shut out last night at home. Yeah. Topes and United. So Topes are 1-4. Gene says the most desperate team, Albuquerque's AAA franchise, Jeff. They can't afford to lose two at home to Steve Alford in Nevada in 18 hours. Just can't. Got to win today. JJ, it's the sixth game of the season. They got to win tonight. I mean, honestly, at some point they better start winning.
I think they want to win. They're trying to win.
This is from Gopher on United and the U.S. Open Cup. Part of the Dividers plan, Jeff, I was told by soccer fans in the past years, the Cup games have been the Dividers' major. They focused on those more than their league. This season, they're concentrating on a championship belt in USL, not so much winning a mid-season tournament. Okay, I'm certainly they'll tell you now that now that they're out.
You can say that now.
Yeah. And I think it was the first press release I read from them in a long time that didn't have the attendance in the first paragraph.
Because Carlos is a sports dude.
Oh, we got a new guy.
Carlos knows what's up.
All right.
Worked here for a while.
Oh, that's your dude Carlos who worked here. That got.
Just graduated UNM.
Right.
I like Carlos. I think he's.
But he got that.
Really good dude. Worked with us for a while. Last couple of years here at Sports Animal.
All right.
I think he understands the game.
Okay. All right, that's good. I like that. Deutsch says, I'm jealous of those at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Hinkle Fieldhouse, where the Lobos will play tonight in the NIT against Tulsa. Jeff, Lobo fans are at a facility with a Megavision. Chairbacks. I bet they even have a can for Fran. They aren't going to want to come back to dumpy New Mexico Educators Federal Credit Union Arena. No, you're right. Because that thing's so modern, too. Although the chairbacks are nice, I'm certain. How do you know
they're not even playing the final in that building?
How do you know there's a toilet closed for Fran Fraschilla to go? How do you know that? Are you certain? I don't know that for a fact. I don't know that it's not